Hi everybody, how are y'all doing today? So this is a special video for me. I've wanted to do this for a while, but with all the things that I see going on YouTube, the sector that I watch and that I'm a part of, I feel like this is the perfect time for me to do this. Okay, so I've been wanting to just have a talk about being honest about things. Now, in one of my previous videos, I talked about my book, Firing God. Now that book, I'll show it to you again right here. This book really helped me to learn what it means and what it is to be honest with myself. Okay, because I have to tell you, I born and raised in southern Louisiana. Okay, family full of religious people, pastors, deacons. I was in the choir for years, grew up Christian and all that. So for me to come out and say, you know what, I don't believe it, that was the hardest thing that I have done to date. Okay? Being honest with when I said, you know what, I don't believe it, I was by myself. I was in a room by myself. It was telling myself the truth. The truth for me now was the hardest thing I've ever done. But since I did that, I see that just being honest with myself helps me to be genuine with other people. So there's something that I talk about in my learning and development work when I do presentations. A lot of presentations I talk about this. It's something called the Uncanny Valley. Okay? Now, the Uncanny Valley, you hear this a lot. You all, if you're into gaming and stuff like that, I'm sure you've heard of it. But it's, what's that cartoon with that dude? What is it? The Polar Express. Okay, I use this example. If you've ever seen the Polar Express with the guy who played Castaway, he's the voice. Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is a major character in there. It's a cartoon. But if you look at the Wikipedia for Polar Express didn't make as much money as it possibly could have, because of something called the Uncanny Valley. Okay, so the Uncanny Valley, to put it really simply, is when inanimate objects have human features that we don't like. Okay, we don't like it when, and when I say we, I mean human beings. We don't like it when something appears to be something, but it really isn't. Okay, that's the Uncanny Valley. Now, people experience the Uncanny Valley with things like dolls. Some people are scared of dolls, right? Because they look too real. Clowns is another area where people experience the Uncanny Valley. Dead bodies. Okay, that's where we experience the Uncanny Valley. Because this thing is supposed to be something, but now it's not acting that way, or it's not reacting that, that kind of stuff makes us... We get a sense of fear because there's uncertainty. You're supposed to be something, but over here it don't seem like you are. So now I don't know what you are. I don't know what you are. Okay? That's called the Uncanny Valley. Now, I use it here because, like I just said, when I'm honest with myself, that helps me be genuine with you. So now there's no ambiguity. Right? There's no ambiguity. When Cheryl shows up, you know exactly what you're getting. Okay? Because I'm not one way with myself and another way with you. Okay? You hear I say with myself. If you listen to my videos, a lot of this stuff starts with me. It starts with you. Okay? I can't be one way with me and another way with you. All right? So let me give you some examples of how being able to tell the truth about this. Now, the truth for me, okay, because let me tell you something. What I came to see was that I can make my own choice. I can do that. I can make my own choice about what I have for breakfast, what I have for dinner, whether or not I eat at all. I can have a choice about what I drink, what kind of material I wear, be it cotton, rayon, polyester, silk. I have a choice about that. Okay? I have a choice about whether or not I want to worship a deity. If I want to worship one, I have a choice. They got hundreds of them. Hundreds of them. Okay? Much of it will depend on where I'm born and what I'm familiar with. Okay? Or like nothing at all. I have a choice about what kind of woman, what kind of wife, what kind of sister I want to be. That's what by me being honest with myself, the main thing I found out was that, Cheryl, you can make your own choice. I don't have to stick with what authority figures told me I need to do or think or believe or go or whatever. I ain't got to do that. Okay? Even if they told it to me in my best interest. The education I get in school, I can question that. Okay? I can be in school, I could take the test and I could pass it and all this other kind of stuff. But I can question what somebody else told me. Okay? I can do that. I can do my own tests. See if that works for me. So you see where I'm going with this? Me being honest with myself showed me that I can choose. I can choose. I don't have to stay this way, especially if it's not working for me. Okay? I can ask questions. Now, one of the things I wanted to talk about too was that there are a lot of things about myself that I was hiding. Okay? A lot of things about myself that I was hiding. I would, in the relationships I was in, I would dumb myself down. I'm very smart, very intelligent. Okay? Very. I would dumb myself down to make the man I was with look smarter. Okay? In my mind, I'm making him look smarter. Like, he may not have felt that he wasn't smart at all. But to me, my thinking was, okay, don't say that or say it this way or just be quiet or, to make, again in my mind, because I'm not saying that he was thinking this way, but in my mind and from what I'm seeing, okay, this is what I need to do to make him feel large or big in this area. Okay? Especially in bed. Especially, and I'm telling you, listen, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, being honest with myself, okay? One of the things was when I lived in Rhode Island, I had a friend who would do my hair. My friend Shanae, she was one of my best friends. I got to hook up with Shanae again. It's been a while since I talked to her. But anyway, she would do my hair. She would do braids. Now, I'd never had braids like that, right? And I liked them because I had 2 kids. I was working, I was going to school. So having braids was just convenient for me. So I every time the braids come out, wash my hair, do whatever, put some more braids in. I did that for years until I learned how to braid myself, okay? Because she didn't always have time to braid my hair. So I had to learn myself. And I remember the first time I took a pack of hair in the bathroom and started braiding my hair. It was terrible. I did a terrible job. They were falling out and all kind of stuff. But eventually I learned how to do it myself. So I always braid my own hair. So I do all this, all this stuff myself. Now, years and years I was doing that until my edges started falling out. Y'all see that? Right here. The hair stopped growing. Right here, my edges. So I was embarrassed. That's embarrassing. I ain't got no edges. It was embarrassing. Okay? So I would fix my hair. I would, get over here and sweep this over here and do the thing, all that stuff. Because I have no edges. I never went as far as to draw them on like they do now. But, and it's weird because it's not like people don't know like what that is. What I found was happening is that what I would do, I would think in my mind, okay, if this person sees that my hair has fallen, so I got hair all over here, but I ain't got none here where I'm supposed to have it, right? If somebody sees that, this is what they're going to think about me. They're going to think I'm ugly. They're going to think, I don't know what the hell they're going to think, but it's going to be something negative. This is in my mind, okay? I can't read nobody's mind. In my mind, I'm saying this is what they're going to think. So I'm doing stuff so that they don't think like that, as if what I'm thinking is, so after doing this, being honest with myself in this one very major place, I said, you know what? I'm not doing that no more. So I shaved my head. So you ain't got no choice but to see, something missing right here. But that's all right though. That's fine. That is absolutely fine. And I intend on all this up here. So I do have hair right here, right? It's like a mohawk. I have hair right here, which I braid and do different things with. But eventually I'm cutting this off too. It's just going to be all bald. Okay. Because I like that look. I like the look. Okay. So I'm eventually I'm going to do that. So that was one thing. So I'm good with this now. Y'all see I got no edges. I don't care. I really don't. Okay, because first of all, it's common with black women, okay, that have braids in their hair a lot. It's common that your hair just falls out like that, right? And it just doesn't grow back in those areas, okay? But so that was one thing. Another thing that I was very embarrassed about is my hands. I used to, when I was growing up, I used to bite my nails. So this one is the worst, okay? Because what I do is, and I don't know why I do this, like an OCD thing or something. But I will, like around here, especially when I'm nervous or bored or something, I don't know. But I will actually bite around here, which is terrible. It's a horrible, horrible habit. I used to get, now it's more on this one than this one. I need my nails done again too, don't I? Yeah, all that space. So it's more on this one, and it's discolored, okay? It's discolored. So I'll be very embarrassed by this. I would like hold my hands like this. I'm just sitting there, just holding my hands like this, looking crazy. Just holding my hands like that. I'm telling y'all, listen, and I'm doing this as a grown woman, okay, because I was embarrassed about the way my hands looked, because of me, and I'm causing it, right? I'm the one causing this. So what I do now, okay, is that I get my nails done. I get not acrylic. What the heck you call that stuff? Where they use the machine to make it dry. It's not acrylic, but it's something else. I forget what you call it, but it dries really fast, which is what I like. I use that when I get my nails done, okay? Because what that does, it's a kind of thick. So even if I wanted to bite my cuticles right here, it's hard for me to do it, okay? Because it's thick. Now, that's just what I have to do. Now, unless I go to the doctor or something and get some medication so I don't, do that. And I'm not doing that because it's not that serious, But what my point is, I used to be ashamed of this, and I would hold my hands like this all the time. And it became a habit, right? I didn't even realize I was doing it, okay? But now I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing that. Because first of all, I got fingers. Okay, I'm not doing that anymore. And also what I'm not doing is I'm not going to spend my time trying to figure out what other people are going to think in their minds when they see my hands or my edges. Okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm just not. All right, I'm gonna just be who I am and show you what I have and be honest with myself. That, Cheryl, the reason why you're doing this is because you're insecure. You feel bad that you haven't accomplished this thing because you're afraid to talk about something. Really examining why am I acting in this way? Why am I doing these things? Why am I stressing myself so much in this area? Why am I doing that? That takes work. Listen, being honest with yourself. Forget about your boyfriend, your wife, your mom, that person down the street or whatever. Forget about them. Be honest with yourself. That's what I had to figure out. And that is not, now it sounds crazy because how would you tell a lie to yourself? Okay? We do that. We're real good at that. We are very good at lying to ourselves that we're happy, with our situation right now, that we're content with our situation right now, that we're hopeful about where we're going to go. We lie to ourselves about that. We really, really do. I've done that, just straight up. Listen, let me tell you something. I've been married 2 times, okay? My second marriage, I didn't like him. I didn't. I did not like him. I married him because I was trying to get out of the financial situation that I was in. Look, I'm just telling you the truth. That's all I'm doing. That's why I did it. But what I said to myself, oh, I'm not like that. I wouldn't marry somebody just for their money. Come on. It's like I pay my bills. What you sound like? I wouldn't do that. I'm not that kind of person. So what I did is I would try to convince myself that, Cheryl, you really do like this man. In fact, you love him. You don't just like him, you love him. So I would tell him almost every day, honey, I love you. Okay, get off the phone. Love you. Pick up the phone. Hey, how you doing? Love you so much. Come home from work. Hey, boo, how you doing? I love you. One day, this man told me, I'm telling you, this is what happened. We were, where were we? Like in our living room, I think. And I told him I was about to go somewhere. I said, okay, I'll see you later. Love you. He said, Cheryl, why is it that every time you say you love me, I feel like you're saying you hate me? This came out of his mouth. He said this. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know why. No, I knew. I knew why he felt that. Because I did hate that Negro. I didn't like him at all. At all. Okay? We eventually got divorced. We're still friends because we have kids together, so we're still friends. But, it was terrible. It was an awful situation. I hated it the whole time. The whole time. Okay? The whole time. I eventually had to come clean because it was leaking out. Okay? The way I really felt was coming. I mean, I was saying the words I was supposed to say, but something in them words, some pheromones or something, I don't know, something came out. So he was like, you know what? You lying. And I was. Not just to him, to me. I was lying to myself. To myself. One lady that I follow, what is her whole name? I follow this lady. I should know this stuff. What's her name? Hold on, let me find out, y'all. Because if you don't follow, I'm sure you know her because she's very famous in the YouTube, Instagram place. Is that her name? Is that her last name? Her name is Lala. Okay, but I'm trying to see which one. She does stuff with Lord have mercy. Anyway, I'll find who she is. She does stuff with that dude he wears the wig, the green wig. He has his lips showing up all bright and crazy looking. What is her name? No, that's not her. They're pulling up Lala Anthony. That's not who I'm talking about. Anyway, this lady Lala, y'all know who I'm talking about if you follow her. She's first of all, she's funny. She's very, very funny. And I saw her one day. She didn't have on no makeup. She didn't have her wig on. She didn't have nothing. This lady looked a fright. I was frightened looking at this woman. But sometimes she makes videos, she ain't got nothing on. No wig, no makeup, no nothing, and she looks a mess. I mean, when she put on all that stuff, she's gorgeous, she's beautiful. But even with the stuff off, she's still beautiful because she's genuine. It's like she's not scared. She is not scared to be her. Okay? I used to be afraid to be Cheryl. So I'm doing all these things to try to hide who I am and how I feel about stuff, And I'm doing it trying to look like I'm confident and big and bold and I don't care what nobody say and all this other kind. Yeah, I care. I cared. I cared so much that I had to hide who I truly was. Okay? In order for people to think a certain thing about me that I thought they wanted to think about me. Okay? Listen. I was a good Christian girl. That's who I was. That was my identity. So it was hard. I'm telling y'all, it was the hardest thing to do, especially telling my mom, telling my mother, Mom, I don't believe this anymore. I'm telling you, y'all, that was the second time that I'd done that to my mom, right? That I was afraid to tell my mom something. The first time I was scared to tell my mom was I was in the military. This was with my first husband. We weren't married yet, but I found out I was pregnant. I ain't supposed to be pregnant. Okay? I ain't married yet. That ain't how that go. You know, we don't do that like that in the church. We don't do that. So I was pregnant, right? So my big brother. Now, my big brother, he is a perfect example of somebody who is genuine and honest. Okay? I knew if I told my brother that I was pregnant, his behind was going to get on the phone, because Gary can't hold water. He can't hold water. Secret. If you know you want a secret to get out, tell my brother. It'll get out. I knew if I told him I was pregnant, less than 24 hours later, I was going to get a call from my mom. Okay? So that's what I decided to do. I didn't want to tell her because I felt terrible. I felt bad. I wasn't supposed to be in that situation. Okay? So I picked up the phone. I said, Gary, I'm going to tell you something. You got to promise you won't tell anybody. Promise. Girl, I ain't going to tell nobody. What is it? Gary, I'm pregnant. The next day, before 12 o'clock, bring my mom on the phone. Girl, your brother just told me. I said, Ma, so we had a talk. But my mom was like, Cheryl. She was like, I don't care about none of that. She was like, you're my daughter. I love you. You can't be afraid to tell me. And I look at it. I'm tearing up just thinking about it. You can't be afraid to tell me anything because I'm your mother and I love you. This time, when I published the book, again, it was a week before the book was going to be out because I had a publisher and everything. They created the cover. They had all the stuff, So my book is going to be published. It's going to be on Amazon, on their website, and all that. I called my mom. I said, Mom, I got to tell you something. I said, Mom, I wrote a book. She was like, oh, okay. That's good. She said, what it's about? I said, it's about some spiritual stuff. I said, it's about some spiritual stuff. She said, okay, all right. So what's the title? Like, was it? I said, it's called Firing God. Silence. So eventually she understood it's about firing God, and I told her, Ma, I don't believe Now she was shocked, and we talked for a few minutes, and of course she was concerned, because she was concerned. She really was concerned because she felt like, Cheryl, this is true. Why would you go away from something that's true? Like, this is what we know. This is what we've learned. This is how we live. So I didn't get into all the details of what happened, to lead me to that conclusion. But at the end of the call, she was like, the same thing she did when I told her I was pregnant. She was like, Cheryl, you're my daughter. I love you. Nothing that you can or won't or will or whatever do is going to do anything to get in the middle of that. Nothing. People who are genuinely for you, they ain't got to be family and they ain't got to say they love you. But people who are generally and genuinely for your success, they are people who get happy when they see that you are growing, because that's in some way a reflection of them, that you're growing, and it's not just you, right? You're flourishing. So everything around you is flourishing. People who are genuinely like that, you ain't got to worry about being yourself. You don't. You don't have to worry about being yourself. What I realize is I did not have to hide. I didn't have to hide anymore. I didn't. Hiding is a lot of work. It takes a lot of energy. It's too much. It's too much. You're exhausted when you have to hide. It's so much easier to just be genuine, to be honest with, let me put it like this. It's easier for me to be honest with myself because that's reflected as genuineness with you. Okay? Now, you might have problems with my being genuine. Like, you might still come for me when it comes to, my hairline or the fact that I draw my eyebrows on. Look, they rub right off. See that? See how they rub right on? I draw them on. Look, let me show you what I use. I draw these busters on, okay? This right here. It say Go Brow. I use Go Brow, okay, to draw that thing right back. That's what I do here. That's what I do. That's what I do. And I don't care if you know that. Okay? I don't care if you know that. That's fine. That is what I do. And I'm honest about I don't go to bed lying to myself and trying not to move and turn my head to the side because I'm lying about my eyebrows, They fake, and I love it when I can just take them off. I love it. I had a really good day today, y'all. Like, I really did. I really did. There's some things that are happening for me, and it's all the stuff behind me on my basement wall. I mean, I just envision so many things for me and what I love to do and for my business and all of that. I really, really do. And I am a firm believer. I really, really feel like all of these things are happening the way that they're happening because of the way that I am with me. I told my boyfriend today in the car, we were coming from a late lunch. At the lunch, the gentleman who was with us wanted my boyfriend to say a prayer. Now, my boyfriend plays for various churches in the area, okay? He plays for churches, and which is something, right? But I have no issue with that. Like, my mom is still very religious. When I get on the phone with her, we talk every week. She's telling me about something in the Bible, and sometimes she'll say, Cheryl, can you read to me what's in Timothy, whatever, and I'll pull that up and I read. Listen, I have no problem with that. And what he was telling me today, when the guy we were with, he asked him to say a prayer, before, when the food got there. Now, I don't practice those rituals anymore. Like, that's not something I practice, but I will, just like you respect that I don't practice them, I respect that you do, So I'm like, okay, I didn't bow my head or nothing, but I sat there quietly. I wouldn't just, while they were doing the prayer, but I just, and, they did what they did, and we all ate and had a really good conversation. Okay. So what he said to me afterwards was, man, what did he say? He's like, I felt really bad or something because I know you wrote that book and all that. I said, don't feel bad. I said, don't do that, because the way that I've come to see this. Now, I can tell you in the beginning, I was upset, for various reasons. I'll talk about that in a different thing. But what I told him was, look, listen, this is how I've come to see this. Okay. Prayer does not do the same thing as money. Money doesn't do the same thing as prayer. They have different functions. Okay? I said believing in God, or whatever, bailiff or Allah or whatever God you believing in a deity does not do the same thing as believing in yourself. They have different functions. Okay, I realize that. I see that. Okay, when I believed, that had a function for me. Okay, that did something for me when I did it. Okay, now that I choose not to do it, I choose to do something else. Something else has a function. You know what I'm saying? So things have different functions. Okay, so I told him, I said, don't feel bad. I understand that. I know that people do what they do because what they do functions for a certain reason, purpose in their lives. Okay, I'm not judging that. I'm not saying you less than because you do it, or that I'm less than because I don't. Okay, that's not what it is. And I tell people all the time, don't judge firing God by the cover, because it's not what you think it is. Okay, it's not what you think it is. It's much more than that. All right. So I told him, I was like, don't feel bad about that, because I see, I've come to realize for myself, what this all means to me. Okay, and what it means to other people. And the only thing I see that's common, or that's common, is really being honest with yourself about yourself. Being honest with me about me takes care of so many issues. That takes care of so many issues. It really, really has. I sleep so much better at night. I'm able to shake things off, because I realize that offense is always taken. It is laying out there for me to take it if I want to. I could take offense anytime I want to. It's like a smorgasbord, a cornucopia. I just go in there and take offense anytime I want to. But I can choose not to do that. I can laugh and joke and all this other kind of stuff. Right? I mean, I can do that. That doesn't, being honest with myself and knowing, I can take humor and all this. I can do that, But, people going to be who people are. People going to do what the hell they do. I'm a people, and I do what the hell I do. Okay? But what I'm confident in, what keeps me grounded, the thing that keeps me above board, okay, that keeps me moving on in a productive direction, is the fact that first I'm honest with myself. That's the main thing, is that I'm honest with myself. All right, that's all I gotta say today. I got people coming here to tear down this wall in the back, in the floor, in the kitchen, because I had water all over the place. It's crazy. So I gotta go do laundry and clean up a little bit. But all right, so I'll talk to y'all if I have time. I'll come back on later and talk about some more stuff. All right, bye y'all.